What's up, guys? I was gonna do this live, but I figured, you know what? Instead of facing the camera towards this chat room here, I think there's a lot of profanity going on. So this was a couple of hours ago. Excuse me if you're here for the first time. I usually have a very raspy, unique voice. Yes, it has done me a great deal of good service throughout my life, but I have a cold, so if I sound a little more raspy than usual, that is why. So guys, check this out. Oh, what am I doing? I gotta run this. So I'm running the video as I was in the chat room earlier. Okay, Deontay Wilder is gonna get on the scales. I'm sure some of you guys have saw this, right? This is fair use, so this channel at the moment isn't even monetized. So unfortunately, I gotta censor some of the video chat, I think, unfortunately, or maybe should I let it go? Whatever. So I just don't want to see any offensive comments in there, and stuff that is just really bad. So look at Ortiz, guys. So what do you think? 241.25 pounds. I mean, whoa. Ortiz, I went over this prior, and I talked about this, and I said he's 38 years old. Is not talked about too much with these so-called boxing experts. Some of them are real. Some of them really don't know what's going on, in my opinion. Okay, let's check this out. Wilder's on a scale. 1 second. 214.75 pounds. Okay, age is gonna be a factor. I've been on such a good streak of just predicting fights. By the way, I won 2 prizes from Showtime. Not 1, but 2 prizes for being so on point with my predictions, my streaks. I wish they did that contest. They stopped doing it like last year. So a lot of things going on here, a lot of talk. I want to go back and we're going to look at the stare down together real quick. I recorded this, like I said, I was in the chat room. You can see my icon there, right? Paulie said Ortiz looks soft. He does look soft. Well, he's 38 years old, guys. And Deontay Wilder's fight with Stavern in the last match, they didn't even circle it. The keys to the tools to fight. Al Bernstein, they circle it on screen. They didn't even highlight that Bermain was 39. What was he, 39 in that fight? Nobody talked about it. Why? Because maybe it won't sell the fight. Before the fight, if you highlight that to a casual fan, hey, look, he's fighting a guy 39 years old, almost 40. You expect a quick knockout. That's what I thought with the Bermain, with the second fight. So here's the problem. If this fight took place 10 years ago, 5, maybe even 5, let's say 5 years ago, would be awesome. Wilder's in his 20s. Ortiz is a lot younger, 34. He's basically 40 years old, and it doesn't look good. Yes, look, arguably, I'm going to give it to you. Some guy made a point earlier. I love the way people tell you know nothing about boxing. They watch one prediction, especially if you're wrong. They love to tell you don't know anything, right? But they forget, they disregard the body of work, the body of predictions, how many times you were right and consistently right after the fight. Hindsight's 20/20, all before the fights. Like I said, Mayweather-Pacquiao would be really anticlimactic. It would be boring and Floyd would win. I saw all this before the fights happened. It's all here on this channel. If you think I'm lying, go check it out. So they stare down. Let's take a stare down here. I know I'm all over the place. Look at this. These guys are not scared of each other. Believe that. They're professionals. Nobody's scared of anybody here. Ortiz is probably just worried about, hey, there's a difference between a little worried, right? Like, hey, I'm 38. I hope I don't get taken out late in the fight, and then I'm going to have issues. Because he was, allegedly, or was he caught? He was caught using banned substances, right? Because he's an older dude. He needs those banned substances. It doesn't look good for Ortiz right now. And, look, like I was going to say before, arguably, Deontay Wilder, someone said earlier in a comment, you don't know what you're talking about. He's got sloppy footwork and all this stuff. He throws punches wild. Yes, you're right about a lot of that. I agree. Ortiz is the more polished fighter. Obviously. Cuban amateur backgrounds are deep. Cubans have an excellent way of fighting. They build themselves up. Bomb Squad, yep. And King Kong. If that's King Kong, you got Godzilla right next to him. Godzilla-like power. I love Godzilla. Had to make that fun. But yeah, seriously, I like Ortiz. I like Wilder. I'm excited, and I love upsets. I would love to see an upset. I didn't even look at the odds on this. I'm guessing Wilder is the favorite because he's younger. 2 undefeated fighters. So is any, you guys tell me, I haven't really read through any headlines. Is anyone talking about the age? I mean, it's a huge factor. This fight will be won by age. And like I said in the previous video, if Ortiz wants to win this fight, he's going to have to make very little mistakes. And he's going to have a lot of energy to take Wilder to school. Now, if he was younger, I would say I would pick Ortiz. But the age is just too much of a factor. This dude is old. In boxing years, yeah, he's fresh. He didn't take beatings. He's not shop worn. He didn't have those wars like a Holyfield. But let's look at how many fighters were 38 and up. And how did they look against younger fighters? And someone said, hey, what are you talking about? Deontay Wilder's 32. He's old too. Are you kidding me? In a heavyweight division, 32 years old. He's not really that old right now. 32 and 38, big difference. Big difference. There's a big spread on there, and it counts. Biologically, it's proven. Let's go back. How old was Larry Holmes when he fought Mike Tyson? Let me Google that real quick. How old was Larry Holmes when he fought? Sorry if you're gonna, I'm not gonna editorialize this video. I'm not gonna edit this video or myself too much at all. If anything, I'm just gonna throw it up. So I'm really busy. Okay, Larry Holmes when he fought Tyson. It's not giving me Google. You failed me. It's just too much work right now to dig for that. But look, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Larry Holmes was already old when he fought Mike Tyson. He was old. How many heavyweights in the history of heavyweight championship matches have you seen 38-year-old heavyweight champions win the championship belt? 38 plus. Come on, you gotta really think. Does anyone know? I mean, you gotta go back. Here's the answer. Here we go. After winning all 4 of his championship bouts in 1987, Tyson's promoter, Don King, organized a dream match. Yeah, right, dream match, you know what, with former WBC and IBF heavyweight champion Larry Holmes. The 38-year-old Holmes has been out of boxing for nearly 2 years, having retired after 2 consecutive losses. Okay, well, he was, retired for 2 years, but dude was 38. Larry Holmes was 38, and he just gassed. He just got tired. He got knocked out. He got caught. He couldn't keep up. He couldn't keep up that energy level, that being on that bicycle, using those boxing skills. And I see that this fight is much the same way. For all Wilder's faults, for all his crude boxing skills that people like to point out, it's all gonna go away when he starts to hurt Ortiz, when Ortiz gets tired because he's 38 and he looks soft. Wilder should go to the body. Yeah, it's not so easy. Easier said than done because the Ortiz will make him pay the price. Ortiz looks great. Great boxing, jabs, everything. I mean, he's a really good fighter. I mean, it's going to be difficult, right? But if Wilder catches him early, this could be over in 1 round. I wouldn't be shocked because of Ortiz, his age. I wouldn't be shocked if he got knocked out in 2 rounds, which shouldn't happen because he's got enough skills to keep Wilder off him, but I wouldn't be surprised. What would surprise me? And these fights always scare me because if I don't know who's going to really win, I know it's going to be a great fight. What would surprise me? An upset. It would be surprising for me if Ortiz took Wilder out deep and he maintained his posture, his boxing stance, his boxing style without getting tired, and he took control of the fight late, because that's where the younger guy should take the fight over. And that's what I'm seeing. I mean, hey, you know what? I've been wrong before. I'm going to be wrong again. Many people have been wrong. Everyone has an opinion. But I like to think my opinion has some credibility behind it because of my history on this channel. Not only that, my history back in the day when I was a kid. I was predicting fights where I got laughed at, whether you want to believe it or not. I picked Foreman to knock out Mora. People laughed at me. Kid, you don't know what you're talking about. I remember one guy in a train, whatever, you know what, I'm going on about myself and my predictions. I'm just giving my opinion on this fight. I can go on and on. If you want my train story, I probably told it before in another video. I also made bets back in the day, and someone stiffed me on the Holyfield-Tyson fight. I predicted that Tyson would get beat by Holyfield. Dude, I was, forget it, some grown man ripped me off. He didn't give me my money. He acted like he didn't know me. Anyway, this fight's fun. Boxing is fun. The promoters know what they're doing. Showtime knows what they're doing, especially when they didn't highlight Staverne's age before the fight in the last match. In the last fight with Staverne, they didn't promote it too much by saying, hey, I didn't hear anyone say, hey, this guy's almost 40. And, before the fight, on camera, Paulie, someone say, he should win Wilder and win quick because this guy's almost 40. Nobody said that. Why am I saying this stuff? After the fight, everybody's a boxing expert. Oh, they're wonderful. They get on camera after the fight. The Danny Rios, knocks out Rios. Oh, look, he knows his boxing. He's a boxing genius. He predicted that Rios would get knocked out by Danny Garcia. When I said before the fight, Garcia would use him as a tune-up and he should knock him out. If he didn't knock him out, he didn't belong at the top with Porter. By the way, Errol Spence is going to take them all to school unless Crawford stays out of there. That's the interesting fight. But yeah, Errol Spence is the man. That's another story. If you go to my previous video, I did a whole fact video on facts you may not know about Errol Spence, how he came up, and then I broke down what I think he's going to do in the welterweight division. If you're interested, I'll put in the information button if I have that available on his channel. Excuse me. So guys, I just hope you all have a great fight, and I kind of hope I'm wrong on his prediction, because people will come back to the video. Maybe I'll get some laughs. People will laugh at me. People love to tell you when you're wrong. People love to come in, especially the new viewers. Like with Rigo Lomachenko, they came in. I had to cut the comments off. I had to literally delete, because at the time the channel was monetized. I wanted to make a little coin if I could, even if it was 10 cents off that video. And what I did was I had to get rid of all the cursing comments and the trolls telling me I don't know anything about boxing. How dare you say Lomachenko is going to come up and just beat Rigo that easily? How dare you say Rigo's not going to carry power at the division where Lomachenko is? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And look what happened. I was right. So getting all these bullies coming in. Look, just because I never understood the logic with sports fans. If they disagree with you, they attack you. They get personal with you. Like, why are you gonna get on and just, not everybody, but a lot of people, they just attack somebody for putting up their opinion about a boxing video? What's gonna happen? I mean, it's happened to me many times. It's kind of funny, like personal attacks, personal. Because some people got nothing better to do, and they love to tell you don't know boxing. It's my only sport. I watch a little UFC. I couldn't imagine being an all-around sports fan. You don't know, you say a football team's going to win, also you know nothing about football, even though you picked, many football streaks you had, and you have a lot of credibility because you have insight into the sport, where the majority of the times you're going to be right when you predict the sport, the game, or what's going to happen, or what's going on, the little intricacies and what have you, and all that knowledge you have, like with my boxing. And then you get someone that come in, it really doesn't bother me. It's just funny to me. I'm just talking about it because it makes no sense. It's nonsensical insanity. But that's sports radio. That's what makes it fun. So I guess if I'm wrong and Wilder gets beat, imagine that. I would love the fight. It'd be an upset. This video might get a lot more views. I might get more subs. I might get a lot more hate watching, where people just want to subscribe and watch because they want to tell me how I don't know anything about boxing and I was wrong. I mean, it's impossible. Nobody's right all the time. But I went on streaks of 10 and 14 and 15 many times of picking fights. And that just doesn't happen if you don't know the sport. Picking 5 is easy. On fights where sometimes the so-called experts are arguing about what's going to happen. A lot of these writers, they're not boxing experts. They're just boxing writers. That's all they are. That's why they don't want to pick before the fight. And then as the fight's unfolding, then, oh yeah, let's say if Ortiz is looking old. Then all of a sudden, the live TV commentators, oh, well, yeah, he's looking old. I kind of said that before the fight, but you didn't. This happens all the time. All of a sudden, hindsight's 20/20 as things unfold, but nobody wants to put it out there before the fight. And that's what you get with me. I like putting it out there and saying what I exactly think. Unbiased boxing talk, not worried about being wrong. There was really no ego with that. I really don't care. I don't get me wrong, I like being right. I'm like, wow, I'm really good at this. And I've been good all my life at picking fights. It's just what I do. Okay, it's fun too. But there's like I said, there's no really ego with going to hide and when you're wrong. I mean, that's what makes the winning streak so great, when you could be wrong sometimes. It's fun. It's just fun. This is just a hobby. This is it. Alright guys, I hope the fight's awesome and I hope you all enjoy it. And if you got this far in the video, you're awesome, because I never would think somebody got this far into the video out of the very few people that will be watching or listening to it. I'm out. Let's hope we get a good one. And I think Wilder wins somehow, some way. And TKO, KO, I think he's going to win it. I think Ortiz is going to get tired down the stretch if he lasts that long. And you know what? I'm going to go for the upset stoppage. Not would it be an upset if it's a stoppage? Not so much, maybe. I'm going to go for the stoppage, Wilder. That's my prediction. Wilder's going to stop him. The old timer, he's just going to be too old. The age is going to show. All right? He's going to get tired. He's going to be holding on in the middle of the round. He's going to be gasping for air. He's looking soft. He's looking a little chunky there. Wilder's going to be, he's going to have a good night. That's what I think. It's not going to be easy at first, unless he catches him early and gets a quick knockout. But then it's going to get easier, and he's going to win the fight. And if I'm wrong, so what? I've been right many times before. This is fun. All right, guys. Take care. See you soon. Peace.